Hey there, and welcome to exercise number 43. In this one, we need to write a function named groupBirthdays that receives two parameters. The first one is an array of users, each with a name and a birthday. The second property of our function is a string we're gonna name groupBy, and which has one of the following values: month, day, or year. The function should group the users according to their birthdays and the groupBy parameter, and return a map where the values are arrays of users, and the keys are as following. The index of the month if we want to group by month, and this index should start from 1. Index of the day in a month if we want to group by day, and again this index should start from 1, or year if grouping is by year. Below we have an example. So if our users array is this one, we have Lisa, Maggie, and Sam, and we want to group by year, we should get a map with two entries. The first one is going to be 1993, and it's going to be an array with two users. It's going to be Lisa and Maggie, and we can double check here that Lisa is in 1993, and the same with Maggie. And our second entry in the map is going to be the key 1995. That's going to have a user, and that's going to be Sam. And we can double check that in our input, Sam is born in 1995. Now, if you want to solve this exercise for yourself, which I highly encourage you to do, click on the link in the description. If not, keep watching. I'm going to go here into the right side, into the code area, and the first thing I want to do is create the map we're going to return. So I'm going to say result is a new map. And at the end, we're going to return it. Now the question is, what do we put here in between? Well, we want to iterate through all the users. So let me just do users.forEach. And we're going to get a user, and then here, depending on the group by, we're going to need to assign this user to a certain key in the map. Now, I could do here an if, but I actually want to create a new function for that. So I'm going to create a function. It's going to be getKey. That's going to get a user and a group by string. And this one is going to give us the key we're going to need to put this user in. So we're going to do if group by is month. Then we're going to need to do return user.birthday.getMonth. And we're going to need to do a +1 because getMonth starts from index 0, but we want from index 1. Now, if groupBy is day, we're going to do something similar, but with getDate. So we're going to do getDate, and this one is going to give us the day of the month. And finally, if none of those is true, then we know we're in the year. So I'm going to say return user.birthday.getFullYear. Now that we have this function, let's use it here. So I'm going to say const key for this user is getKey of user and groupBy. Now, if this is the first user for this key, so for example, if we want to group by year, if this is the first user with this year, then we need to create a new array in our map. So I'm going to say if result.has, and let's put a not before. So if it doesn't have this key, then I'm going to say result.set key for this user, and we're going to set an empty array. Now, if we pass this if, then we know we have an array here. So I can just do result.get key for this user.push user. So I'm going to get the users with this key, and I'm going to add this user to that list. And finally, when it's done, we return it. Now, let's test our code. So I'm going to go here, let's minify this. I'm going to do console log, group birthdays, and let me copy the users from here. And let me just put here year. And of course, when we copy them, we don't get the date object. So I'm going to need to do a date here and a date here and another date here. Wait, did I do like this? Okay, we get the console log. Let's look here. We have the data. This is how this console shows the map. So we get key 1993 with two users here, Lisa and Maggie, which is the same as this one. And then key 1995, another user that's going to be Sam. And if we look here in the left, it's supposed to be Sam. Now, this looks good. Let's test our solution. And voila, it works. Cheers and see you in the next one.